One of the unknowns was Jimi Hendrix. We were unsure how to pronounce his name. After the Saturday afternoon session, which was pretty explosive, and my recollection was Janis Joplin was one of the knockouts, there was a break of a few hours between the afternoon show and the evening show. Much of the crowd was milling in the concourse. And across the way in the Hunt Club, which is a part of the fairground infrastructure, there were a number of musical equipment displays, one of which was Moog synthesizers. And Robert Moog was there. Since I might have been the only person in the crowd who knew what an oscillator was, he and I spent a good 30, 45 minutes talking and patching the various components of this gigantic synthesizer. I mean, it was literally like 8 feet across and 6 feet tall. It was huge, a very early modular synthesizer. And then there was Guild Guitars had a booth, and so some local musicians and I were fooling around with guitars, and Al Kooper came in, and of course Al Kooper's the founder of Blues Project and Blood, Sweat and Tears, and notable for playing the high organ part on Dylan recordings. Al Kooper came in and said, "Hey guys, I have to take an endorsement photo shoot with the keyboard. As soon as we do that, let's jam." So we thought, cool, get to play with Al Kooper. So we're playing and a crowd is gathering and we're playing some blues, and you know, he was pretty much leading it, calling tunes, and one by one, more or less well-known people came and joined in. So one of the members of the Grateful Dead joined in on guitar, and I remember distinctly Paul Simon standing behind me playing maracas. Where he got them, I don't know, but he was part of it and singing for a while. And then this somewhat shy black fellow with a very distinctive jacket on came up and said, "Hey, mind if I sit in?" "Yeah, grab a guitar." He grabbed the guitar and he played it. It was strung right-handed, but he played it left-handed, of course. And I had no idea who he was. And so our guitar necks, we were literally shoulder to shoulder, and his guitar neck was going this way and mine was this way, and we literally played to each other for 30, 40 minutes, just trading licks and having just a great time playing blues. And at the end, we both said, "Wow, that was really fun. Yeah, my name's Ken, Jimi." And I'm, at the time, still not thinking J-I-M-I. And so we had a really, really wonderful, probably 40 minutes playing together. And the next morning, I learned who he really was, because since another neighborhood friend ran the Coca-Cola bottling company, we used to ride in to see the sound checks early in the morning. So we'd just ride the Coca-Cola truck in while they were servicing. And so there were 3 of us sitting down in the VIP section in front, probably 6 rows, 5 rows from the stage. And I remember Chip Monk, stage manager, walking out with his clipboard saying, "Okay, up first, Jimi Hendrix." So we look at each other and say, "Well, good, we get to figure out who Jimi Hendrix is." And he comes walking out with his Stratocaster, and he sees us down there, and of course he recognizes us, and he says, "Hey, how are you guys doing this morning?" "Jimi." "Oh, not M-M-Y, J-I-M-I. "Oh, okay." And then they wheeled the Marshall amps out. We were used to little Fender amps, which were powerful, but certainly not as large and imposing as these stacks. And they wheeled those out, and we thought, whoa, what's this all about? And then he played Purple Haze. And, you know, I think there's still a dent in the dirt from my jaw hitting the ground. It was a complete paradigm shift musically. And of course, in retrospect, it's largely just blues played with his flourishes and tonalities that he got out of that guitar. Martians could have landed on the stage and played, and it wouldn't have been more surprising. He played 3 songs, so we had an idea what was going to come before it actually happened. And of course, that was a spectacular show. Otis Redding, the Mamas and Papas, and The Who, and then of course Hendrix setting his guitar on fire. Actually, I got to visit with Hendrix about 6 times. I worked shows with him later on. He was always very polite. He always remembered my name. It was just a different time when you could be standing next to a Hendrix or a Clapton and talk about guitars and amps or whatever, and there was just less of the separation between the artists and the audience. That, you know, like I said, it was very much more grounded and less segregated in that regard. And there was less money at stake.